Hey, I'm Coach Colin Castello with Shot Mechanics Basketball, and today is NBA Shooting Secrets J.R. Smith edition. Now, J.R. Smith is an absolutely phenomenal shooter, and mechanics-wise, he's probably one of the best in the NBA. So in his jumper, he's got a lot of great things that we can take away from it, so you can plug them into your jumper and see if they work for you. So try a couple of these mechanics into your jumper and see if it gives you good results.
J.R. Smith has one of the smoothest strokes in the league, and a huge factor to that is because he harnesses his upward momentum perfectly. Now, this is a mistake that a lot of young shooters make, so watch closely and see if it's something that you can add to your game. So to optimize your upward momentum, just make sure that the ball reaches your set point as your legs are beginning to lock and leave the ground. If you can time it just right, the upward momentum through your body will transfer into the ball on your release, making it super smooth and probably extending your range. Many young players bring the ball up too early to their set point, and it causes a major hitch and sucks the upward momentum out. Now, I do want to say that in a true one-motion shot, there's really no set point. So when I say set point, I more just mean the point where the ball starts being released towards the basket. The more jump shots I break down, the more I truly believe that upward momentum has a ton to do with how good of a shooter you are. So make sure you're not wasting any force and see if it helps you get more buckets. Next, let's talk about JR's target guide hand. And this is basically just the idea that on the release, your guide hand's fingers are going to point towards the basket instead of pointing up in the air. Now, what's important about this is that your guide hand's palm is still facing your release hand. If your guide hand palm rotates and is facing towards the floor, it's probably going to turn your shot into a two-handed shot, which we don't want. Now, I'm still doing a ton of research to figure out exactly why this helps great shooters, but I know a ton of the best shooters in the league do this, guys like Stephen Curry and James Harden. I'm thinking that if you flex your guide hand forward with the shot, it allows it to guide the ball a little bit longer, keeping it on course. Now, I also noticed that I do this too on my own jump shot, so try it out and see if it helps you. I may not understand it 100% right now, but I would definitely try it out and see if it improves your jumper. And next, let's talk about J.R. Smith's leg drift. Now, I know a lot of shooting coaches out there are going to tell you that you never want to kick your leg, but that's just not realistic if you're going to be a lethal scorer. Now, with all things being equal, yes, it's better to not kick your leg, but if you're moving hard towards your dominant hand, it's virtually impossible to get enough power without it. So if you want to be a dynamic lethal scorer, this is something that you must practice. Now, a leg drift is just taking the place of a turn on your jump shot, because if you're moving really fast towards your dominant hand side, odds are that you're not going to be able to get your feet turned to relieve that tension in your neck. So when you shoot, you can drift your dominant leg forward just slightly, giving you extra power, rhythm, and releasing that tension. Now, a ton of coaches out there will tell you that your footwork has to be the exact same every time, but I've got some bad news for them. Basketball is an imperfect game, and you've got to adjust your footwork depending on the situation. To be a great shooter, it's imperative that you're able to shoot out of a variety of situations. A hop, a step back, a 1-2, whatever it is, you need to be able to knock down a shot. Now, if you only want to average 3 points a game, by all means, go ahead and practice one type of footwork. But if you want to be a dynamic scorer, somebody who can actually get buckets all over the court in any situation, then you need to start working on different footwork. And man, I get fired up because every day I see these coaches out here and they're limiting their players' potential by making them only do one thing. Now think about the guys who you'd like to model your game after. Probably guys like J.R. Smith, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard. So would you rather model your game off those guys or guys like Steve Novak, James Jones, and Matt Bonner? Now no disrespect to those last 3 players. They're phenomenal shooters, but they have pigeonholed themselves into one specific skill.
And don't forget, if you want to learn how to shoot the ball like JR, you can click this button up here or the link in the description, get a free copy of my top 3 favorite shooting secrets. Plug my 3 shooting secrets into your game and watch your shooting percentage increase immediately. Also, if you're new to the Shot Mechanics family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. That way you get all our videos as soon as they come out. Again, I'm Coach Colin Castello with Shot Mechanics Basketball. Thank you for watching. Splash on.